Mm. If you see one particular module, you may have around 30 test cases along with the collaboration portal. Okay, so I'm covered these all. At here we have some custom process also. So after removing the custom process, we have covered maximum cases one in one module. Okay, so in that you can see there is one process called purchase order with fixed asset acquisition.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now you can see the purchase order is confirmed. Okay, so what is the next stage? Next stage is receive. So when we go to the receive tab and when we generate the product receipt, okay, so at here the product receipt number is mandatory. So let me generate the product receipt. Now in this stage, what will happen when we create the product receipt and when we post the product receipt, the fixed asset will be created. Okay, but the status of fixed asset will be not acquired. Okay, let me show you that. So I just given some random product receipt number.
Sir, because it is a service-based industry, so that you are creating PO directly, right?
Yeah, I'm creating direct PO.
Yeah. Thank you.
But there are some cases they will go for the PR RFQ process. Why? Because when we say the fixed asset, so they will go for RFQ bidding. Okay. Why? Because like for example, you are trying to purchase the Hyundai car. Okay. You may have one or two dealers. Okay, one or two vendors will be there. Dealer in the sense that here you can consider as vendor. So you will request for quote from with them, and based on that the pricing information, and you will select one of the dealer who performs. I mean, who gives the better discount and higher. I mean, higher variant price, higher variant car with the less quotation price. So you'll select that particular person, right? And even in the laptop also, laptop is one of the computer hardware. Okay, it's also one of the
Hmm.
fixed asset. So when you want to buy some fixed asset, you will take quotation from one or two local vendors, right? So based on that, you will choose which one is lower and having the high good configuration. So based on that, you will choose that particular vendor and you will purchase it, right? The same way, you can go with the PR RFQ process also, but for demonstrating purpose. But the process will be same for PR and RFQ process, but in the PO, the main changes will be reflect from the PO part for the fixed asset. So that was the reason I am showing directly by creating PO. Okay. Now I have posted the product receipt. Okay, now if you see for line number 1, it's a not fixed asset item, so there is no fixed asset number will be mapped. For line number 2, you can see a fixed asset number is generated and it is mapped, and line number 3 is also fixed asset item. You can see the fixed asset number is created. Okay, if you see when you click on this particular fixed asset, so it will open the particular fixed asset form, master form. Okay, this is the fixed asset master form. On top we have a books. Okay, books nothing but inside this particular books, so you can able to see the complete information, when it is acquired, what is the acquisition price. So this kind of information you will find over here. Okay, now you can see the fixed asset status. So this is the status which we need to see, which is not yet acquired. Not yet acquired means we have created the purchase order, but the value of fixed asset is zero and no transaction can be done post until it is acquired. Okay, the fixed asset is ready to deliver, but not yet acquired. Not to use. Okay, like for example, if you go to the showroom and you have made the complete payment, until the payment is completely done, the vehicle will be make it ready, and they will do some decorations, right? Until you cleared all the documents work and everything, if it is cleared, then only they will hand over the keys to you, right? The same way, once the fixed asset is created during the product receipt, but it's not completely delivered to you. Okay, it's ready but it's not ready for use inside the business. At here the term is little bit change over here when you say not yet acquired. As I have given example for the car, at here the fixed asset is delivered but not ready to use in the business. That's the thing. Okay, so the next thing is invoice. So once I do the invoice, the fixed asset status will be changed to open. Open in the sense it's ready to use. Like for example, I am generating the invoice. Okay, so at here I will give the invoice number and I will post it. Okay, I'm just giving the invoice number and posting this particular transaction. Okay, so you can see at here on top there is a match status which I have not performed, so because of that it's getting failed. Okay, and I'm not able to post it. Okay, so we have over here update match status. You can see this match status is not performed, so I will click on update match status. It will change to pass. Now I can post this particular PO invoice. Yesterday when I'm showing in my live project instance, there is a workflow for the PO invoice. Okay, so there will be a two level of approval. Once these two level of approval is done, then only the post button will be enabled. Okay, in this instance you can see I can post directly as I don't have PO invoice workflow. Okay, Now the invoice has been posted, right? So for the line number 2, it's a fixed asset item. So if I open this particular fixed asset, previously it is shown as not yet acquired, right, under book. So if I go to the books, now you can see the status is changed to open, and you can see the price. This price information previously it's 0, now it has updated the price 510. Okay, at here you can see the purchase and sale tab. So if you expand this purchase and sale tab, you can see the vendor and the purchase order number, invoice number. Okay, which is auto populating over here. So this is the process of PO, purchase order with fixed asset acquisition process. Okay, it's straightforward, very simple. Just we need to it will be auto populate if we enable the these two major configuration. One is organization wide fixed asset identifier and business rule for fixed asset determination. These two if we configured for the purchase order mainly, then it will be created automatically. Okay, so any doubt in this creation of fixed asset process? Okay, so let me move to the another topic, that is purchase agreement. Okay, so what do
Gautam,
yeah.
sir,
Hmm.
can you re-explain? I can't.
Okay.
In in a short way, I can't tell
Okay,
us.
so yeah, so I have fixed asset, let's imagine laptop. Okay, in fixed asset determination, just give me a minute, 1 minute. Yeah, as I'm saying that, for example, laptop is there, and we have determined the business justification. I mean, uh, we have two major configuration which need to be do. One is the identifier. I will mention as OZ identifier. Another one is business rule. FA determination. I just updated in short form. Okay. So at here, what we have done it for fixed asset organization wise identifier, I have given the fixed asset group as lab. Lab in the sense that here I have given laptop as group. Okay. So in business rule determination, what I have done, I have done the same map the same group, and also I have given the threshold limit as 500 USD. Okay, so system what it do, when you are creating a when you are selecting this procurement category, I will type as PC. Okay, PC stands for procurement category. So when I select the procurement category in the purchase order line, okay, if the unit price is more than 500. If the unit price is more than 500, like for example, if it is 600 USD, so system what it's do, if this particular limit it's exceeding, so it will be created as fixed asset. Okay, if the when you select the same category and the line amount is 200. Yeah, I believe you are able to view my screen as I am explaining over here. So we need to majorly define these two. One is the organization identifier, another one is business rule determination. Okay, so if we define these two major part, okay, when you select the procurement category as a laptop, okay, in the purchase order line, if the for one quantity the unit price is more than 600 USD, then the fixed asset, I mean the for one particular purchase order line, you are selected the category as laptop, and the unit price of that particular line is 600, which is more than the threshold limit of 500, right? As you have selected, as you have purchasing for that particular laptop for 600 USD, but when you see the threshold limit, as you have defined 500, okay, it is greater than the threshold limit. So system what it will do, it will by default it will map the fixed asset group, and it will be triggered as new fixed asset. Okay, if the amount is less than 500 USD, like for example in line number 2 I have selected the same category, procurement category laptop, and I have given the unit price as 200 AD, so 200 USD. So what it will do, system it will check with the threshold limit. If the threshold limit is 500 and the unit price is 200, so which means it is lesser than the threshold limit. So what it will do, it will not create fixed asset for the particular line. See Lakshmi, I hope you have you got it now. Okay, you can take this one as an example. Okay, you can see the cars. Okay, I have opened in another tab. Let me open the fixed asset rule, fixed asset determination, business rule for fixed asset determination, so that you can easily understand. So let me open this particular purchase order. In another tab, let me go to the fixed asset determination. Okay, procurement sourcing, business rule for fixed
Sir,
asset. Yeah,
is it recording?
yeah, it's recording.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
now you can see in legal entity specific rule, I have given 500 USD and this is the effective from. Okay, and I have mentioned the qualified, has qualified. If these two groups, then this is the fixed asset group which need to be mapped. Okay, now in this particular example I have created two lines of cars. Okay, the line number 1 have quantity 1 and the unit price is 200. Okay, this 200 USD, it will compare with this particular threshold limit. If it is higher or it's a lower.
Lower.
lower. So system what it will do, it will not create fixed asset for that particular line as it is lower. Okay, now you can see for this particular line under line details, if you go to the fixed asset tab, is there any fixed asset created? No.
No.
Okay, same thing if I select line number 2 and the unit price is 510, and now you compare with the threshold limit, if it is lower or greater,
Higher.
higher,
Good.
so which is crossing the threshold limit, which is higher, then system what it's doing, it's creating the fixed asset number. So before doing the product receipt, you will see this new fixed asset as yes, and at here that particular group will be mapped. Okay, so once you do the product receipt, the fixed asset number will be created. For example, I can create another one for quick so that you can understand. Let's imagine I am selecting over here LAN package. Okay, and at here I am selecting the site and I have clicked on OK. Now let me select the another procurement category, tractor. Okay, under the procurement category, vehicle, so I just selected the tractor. Okay, now if I am giving the quantity as 1 and unit of measure as each, and at here I am giving 250. Okay, now I pressed save. Is it created any fixed asset group at down?
No.
No. The reason why behind, you can see for tractor also
The
what we have
unit
given, the
price.
same threshold limit. You
Yeah.
can see for tractor also we have given 500 USD. Okay, for if I create another line for the same fixed asset, I mean the same category tractor, if I give the unit price as 1, like for example if I'm giving the unit price as, let's imagine 600. Okay, now you can see I didn't save yet. New fixed asset group, once I click on save, this new fixed asset group will be as yes, and the fixed asset group will be mapped. Like you can see, I just clicked on save. You can see the new fixed asset is marked as yes in the line details, and vehicle is the fixed asset group is mapped. Okay, now it's clear, Sri Lakshmi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the part of fixed asset creation. Okay, yeah, so let's move to the next topic, purchase agreement. So if you see this particular concept, the same conceptual will be available for the sale, that is sales agreement. Okay, so why we need to do these particular agreements? So agreements is nothing but the contracts. Okay, you may have contract for this particular group, this particular item for so and so days, or it may be a contract based on quantity, contract based on amount will be done. So how we need to create that? For that, you will navigate to the procurement sourcing module. Okay, under procurement sourcing module we have purchase agreements. So agreements is nothing but the contracts. Okay, so at here you will click on purchase agreement, and you will click on new. So at here you are creating the purchase agreement for only one vendor, or you can create multiple. Okay, like for example, when I select the agreement for LAN packaging supplier, I will select the LAN package supplier. Okay, and we have the agreement classification. Okay, either it may be a blanket purchase order or it may be any kind of purchase order. So I am selecting the blanket purchase order, purchase agreement. In general tab, So nothing need to be updated, only this default commitment is there, right? So this is the mandatory field which you need to modify it. So currently we have four different default commitment is there. One is the product quantity commitment, product value commitment, product category value commitment. So there are around four categories. So what do you mean by these four categories? When you say the product quantity commitment, so you will have the product and you will have number of quantity. So once this particular quantity if you met, then the agreement status will be closed. Okay. The second option, product value commitment. So what it will do, until that particular value it's reached, it cannot be closed for the item. Okay. Third option, product category value commitment. So we will select the procurement category, and that particular procurement category base we will give the value. And value commitment, directly straightforward, you will select the category and you will provide the amount. So at here, when you select the product category, in that particular category you may have multiple products. So for that multiple product you have giving the value. Okay, so that is the two difference between value category and value commitment and product category commitment. Okay, so we will see one example, like for example product quantity commitment. Okay, and you will click on OK. So once you click on OK, one is line level and header level will be created, and in the line level again we will have purchase agreement header and purchase agreement line. Okay, so at here you can see we have effective start date and expiration date. Expiration date we need to provide. Even you can update this expiration date when you click on new agreement, right? At the time also we can update the expiration date. Okay, so let's imagine I'm giving the expiration date as after 2 years. Okay, 2026 November 30. Okay, and status currently it is on hold. So at here we will have three status. One is on hold, another one is effective, and the third one is closed. So on hold is nothing but when you create the initial any agreement, it will be stated as on hold, and once it is activated, I mean once you will change the status to effective once you have updated all the line details. Okay, once the status is effective and once you have received all the quantity and all the quantity has been invoiced, then the status will change to close. So these are the three different status for the purchase agreement. Okay, now at here what I will do, I will quickly add a line. So in purchase agreement line, okay, so I am adding one item number, like for example HDMI cable 612. So I just selected one particular line item. Okay, so at here I am giving the site and warehouse. So at here there is an advantage. So instead of selecting two at one by one individually, you can directly select the warehouse. So like for example, if I'm selecting warehouse as 11, so by default the site will be populated. Okay, so at here I'm giving the quantity as 1000 pieces and giving the unit price as 5. So once I have given the price, the net amount will be updated. So I will save this particular transactional record. So once I click on save, now my purchase agreement is ready. So now what agreement we have created? The product quantity commitment. Okay, now I will change the status to effective. Okay, so far it's clear. Let me explain once again. So for what we have done it, we have clicked on we have navigated to the purchase agreement form. Okay, under purchase agreement form we just clicked on new, and we are selected the vendor, and we have given this particular vendor. We will for this particular item we will give this particular quantity this much price. Okay, if you have any discount, you can update the discount. You can see at here we have a discount percentage, so you can update the discount. Like for example, I am giving 0.1% as discount. Based on that, the net amount will be updated. Okay, and after that you will save the record and you will change the status to effective. Up to here your contract is created. Okay, now as we are saying that it's a product quantity based commitment, so how we will track how my order quantity is committed or not, it is fulfilled or not. So for that, what will happen from here, purchase agreement, we will create the purchase order. For every creation you can see the related information which is currently disabled. Okay, it's not enabled now. So once this is created, first generate the confirmation. So this is the confirmation for contract finalization. This is the contract which we have accepted. Okay, so this is the confirmed purchase agreement which we have done. Now we will convert this purchase agreement to purchase order. Okay, so previously what we have seen, previously we have created the purchase requisition. From purchase requisition directly we can create PO or purchase requisition, request for quotation, then again the price information will populate to purchase requisition and the workflow will be completed and we will convert to PO. That is different two cases which we have seen. Now the third case is, even we can create the purchase order from purchase agreement. Any doubts in that? Okay, so how we will convert the purchase order? Now you can see on top purchase agreement we have a new release order. So when you click on release order, so system what it will do, it will create a new order over here, and now you can see this is the item, and at here where is the okay, so at here you can see the purchase quantity. Okay, so at here you will update the quantity, like for example I am updating the quantity as 15 pieces, and you will click on create. Now a purchase order will be generated and with the reference of purchase order number. Okay, now you can see a purchase order has been generated. So this is my purchase order number which is giving reference on top. Okay, 127 is my purchase order number. Okay, now you can see in related information on this particular purchase agreement we have a purchase order line. So if I click on this particular purchase order line, now you can see this is the line item and how many quantity we have created it for how many lines. And similarly you can track for the invoice line also. Okay, now first what I will do, let in another tab I will go to the purchase order form, all purchase order form. Okay, our purchase order number is 127. Let me filter with 127. So even we have filter with various options, like currently I am filtering with current contains, previously it was begin with. Okay, now you can see this is the purchase order which we have created, and you can see the 15 quantity. Okay, and now you can see the unit price is 5 and 0.1% is the discount, and based on that the net amount has been updated. Okay, like for example now if I confirm and let me make the invoice. This is confirm. Let me quickly do the product receipt and invoice. It's the same process how we will do in the purchase order, like it's, so I just given some random product receipt number. So what will be the entry for during the product receipt? Does anyone can answer the question?
GRN number.
No, no, no. During product receipt, there will be some accounting entry. So, last before session, I have shared the accounting entries for this during the product receipt, during invoice, during advance, during payment.
Yes, yes.
So you should be aware this, but these entries for the purchase order and similarly for the sales. Why? Because this question may ask in interview. So you should be able to answer. Once they ask this particular question, you should start immediately answering the entries. Okay. So the accounting entry for the product receipt will be your purchase accrual will be credit, purchase expenditure uninvoiced will be debit. Okay. Let me do the invoice quickly. It's a small conceptual concept, but very easy to understand this one. So I just given some random invoice number. So okay, now you can see I have posted the invoice also, right? So if I refresh this particular page, this particular purchase agreement page, it's not posted yet. Yeah. Now if I refresh this particular purchase agreement page, invoice line has been created in related information, and you can see the 15 quantity. Okay, so similarly I can create multiple purchase order invoice again until I reach this particular quantity. Okay, or else you can create all the 1000 quantities in once, and you can do the partial receive. Like for example, if I'm releasing in 1015 already I have in done it. So what was the remaining quantity after in 1000?
985.
985. So 985 is the remaining quantity. So I just created 985 remaining quantities. So a purchase order has been generated 128. Okay. In duplicate tab, so you can generate a complete purchase order, all the quantities, and you can do the partial receiving. So when I say partial receiving, now you can see in 128 I have 985 quantity. Okay, in this 985 quantity, whenever I receive how many quantities that I will receive it. Like for example, you will go to the receive tab. Okay, the receive tab is not enabled because of my purchase order is not confirmed. So let me confirm the purchase order. Now you will go to the receive tab, generate product receipt. Like for example, if I'm received only 10 quantity. Okay, so what you will do, you will scroll down in the line details. Okay, in line details we have odd quantity as 985. The second quantity, you can see this is the quantity which we can modify. So at here I will update as 10 quantity, and the remaining will be in delivery for remainder. Okay, and I will click on OK. Now I can make 10 quantity as invoice. Like for example, now I have received 10 quantity. Now let me make 10 quantity as invoice by generate invoice. Okay, so at here you can see by default the 10 quantity is populating and the unit price. So I just given some the invoice number and posting this particular invoice. Okay, so it here in invoice line you can track each and everything detail, like how many like how many quantity has been posted. You can track over here at the end. Okay, so far 25 quantity has been invoiced. Okay, any doubt in this topic purchase agreement? It's straightforward. Okay, if there is no doubt, then we can proceed for the next one. Okay, so as you can see, there is a one purchase order which we have created, 128. Okay, now if you want to cancel the remaining quantity or you want to reduce the quantity, so what you will do, you will go to the update line. Okay, you will have delivery reminder, click on that particular delivery reminder, and at here you will update the purchase quantity, like for example 50. Okay, and you will click on cancel quantity. So what it will do, it will cancel the quantity what we have updated over here. Okay, now you can see, the quantity 50 has been cancelled. If I refresh this particular page, okay, now now the 50 quantity has been cancelled. Now if I go to the update line, under we will have inventory. Yeah, under inventory, okay, 1 minute, order quantity is at here. Let me add some more columns so that you can easily identify. Okay, let me do one thing, let me go to the confirm. Oh, you can see over here what it did, it cancelled the all the quantity. You can see it cancelled the all the quantity. You can see the status is changed to invoice. Okay, so it cancelled the all the quantity. Now if I go to this particular transaction, okay, so only this, if I go back to this particular purchase agreement, if I refresh this particular page, okay, now you can see I have created only for the 2 purchase order lines. Okay, and I have invoiced only for the 20 quantity, so 25 quantity. So what about the remaining 975 quantity which we need to do the invoice, right? As we have created the purchase agreement for 1000 quantities. Now how much quantity we have invoiced it? We have invoiced it for 25 quantity. Okay, so what is the difference? It's 975. Okay, but if you see the release order lines, in release order lines what we have released, we have released 1000 quantity. Okay, so what about the remaining quantity 975, where it went? It has been cancelled. Okay, so if you want to regenerate the agreement, I mean if you want to regenerate the order, purchase order for this particular purchase agreement, yes, you can generate. The reason behind is, you can see the invoice line quantity, it is 25, but the release order quantity is 1000. Okay, so what is the difference? 975. So 975 quantity still we didn't committed yet. Are you getting what I'm trying to explain over here, or do I need to re-explain? Okay, no issues, let me explain more clearly. Okay, so in purchase agreement I have 1000 quantity. Okay, R1 is nothing for release 1 purchase order. I have issued 15 quantity and invoiced 15 quantity. Okay, in release 2 PO I have given in 985 and 10 quantity has been invoiced, remaining 975 cancelled. Okay, so if you see my purchase agreement quantity is 1000, release quantity is also 1000. So what about my invoice line? Invoice line is 25. So difference is 975. So this 1000 quantity is released 1000 quantity. It's matching over here, but it's not matching with my invoice quantity line. So it means still we can invoice 975 and we can release another purchase order until the 1000 quantity is invoiced. Until that, the purchase agreement will allow you to generate the release orders. Any doubt?
Sir, when we will do this type of purchase orders from PA to PO?
PA to PO, there will be some blanket. This process is completely known as blanket order or contract orders. Okay, so when we say blanket order, you will have pre-order with the vendor. Okay, this many quantity, this particular the discount, and this is the time frame. Okay, mostly in the retail industries or facility management industries, you will find these kind of orders. Service industry very rare, you will find this kind of thing. Okay, but I'm giving as a 360-degree view what kind of process should be covered. As a trainer, I'm covering all the parts. Okay,
Okay.
so this is one of the conceptual purchase agreement. So if it is clear, then let's move to the next topic. So with this particular topic, we will complete our core procurement module sessions. Okay, so if you want to take 10 minutes break, we can take, and we will connect for the inventory module, inventory management. So hardly 45 minutes we can close each and everything. There are only transactional data is there. Or we can continue straightforward. Do you want any break? 5 minutes? Or we can continue?
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay. So the next module, before now we have pending with the inventory and sales and marketing module. Okay, product information management, we have seen it. I will go through again during the sales and marketing time. We have created the product and we have seen that one. Now the main thing is inventory management. So when we have the stock items, so stock item in the sense, like for example, best example, you can take it as any retail store, departmental store. So when I say retail store or departmental store, you can imagine DMart, More, or Big Bazaar, okay, or Lulu. Okay, so these all are big chains in supermarkets. Okay, so for any inventory transactions, you will have two different kind of operations. One is inbound operation, another one is outbound operation. So what do you mean by inbound operation? So if you see, inbound operation is nothing but what you will receive in that particular store location. Outbound operation is nothing but when you ship, when you ship from one location. Okay, so this inbound and outbound operation combined together is known as transfer orders. Okay, like for example, you may have multiple branches. Okay, like for example, Lulu. Okay, take it DMart. DMart have one branch in Kukatpalli, another branch in High Tech City, another branch in Hayat Nagar. Okay, so these three different branches having the stocks. Okay, they will have a central warehouse. Central warehouse in the sense, they will have a big godown or warehouse where they store each and everything. Okay, like for example, from central warehouse I have to shift 100 t-shirts, different sizes. Like for example, I have small, medium, large, XL t-shirts are there, which I need to ship from my central warehouse to individual stores, individual locations. Okay, so in that case, he will come to the transfer order and he will issue the outbound operation. He will do the outbound operation. The reason behind the central warehouse do outbound operation, why? Because he's shipping those 100 t-shirt from central warehouse to respective store locations. Like for example, Kukatpalli, Hayat Nagar, High Tech City. Okay, so he will create a transfer order request from central warehouse to Kukatpalli, central warehouse to Hayat Nagar, central warehouse to High Tech City. Okay, so he will create the outbound operation, that is transfer order, and he will prepare the by default when you click on transfer order, by default it will create the uh, inbound operation also. Okay, so this is the first conceptual which we will see under the inventory operation. So for to create the transfer order, you can directly navigate, you can open the same form from the inbound outbound operation, or outbound order. We will have transfer order. So this is the first part where you will do it. Okay, so you'll click on transfer order. Okay, so you will click on new over here, and at here you will have two different warehouse. One is from warehouse, another one is to warehouse. So from warehouse, as I said, you will select as let's imagine you are selecting I just selected some 32. Okay, you can imagine this is my central warehouse. Okay, when I say it's Kukatpalli, High Tech City, Hayat Nagar, so these are my store locations. Okay, so they may have some warehouse, I mean some, when I say some warehouse, inside the stock they will keep it for display, and based on that customer will come and do the shopping, right? So that is the inventory which is available in that particular location is known as uh, that particular location is known as store. Okay, so at here I am selecting some warehouse as 11. Okay, so this is my central, you can imagine in that way, when I say 32 it is my central warehouse, when I say 11 it is the respective DMart location. Okay, and after that you will add the lines. So when I say add transfer order lines, so you will add what are the quantity I need to I mean what are the items I need to transfer from my central warehouse to respective location warehouse. Okay, either it may be a t-shirt, either it may be a milk, either it may be a chocolates, either it may be a trolley, either it may be any grain item, either it may be any floor item. Okay, so you will select those item numbers. Okay, now you can see at here we have a various items. So let me select HDMI cable, HDMI 12. Okay, so when I select this particular HDMI 12, it will be added by default one quantity. So you will update how much quantity you are transferring from this particular location to that particular location. Okay, so let's imagine I'm transferring one item. I'm just demonstrating with one number of quantity, but in real time it depends on number of count how much you are transferring. Okay, after that you will click on save. So once you click on save, the same transfer order number 00003 which is created in the inbound also, we have created the outbound transaction, right? Now let me duplicate this particular tab. Okay, so we are at outbound operation, under outbound orders, under transfer order we are there. Now let me navigate to the inbound orders transfer order. You can see 003, the same transfer order which we have created under the outbound, it's auto the same reference number is created in the inbound operation. Okay, now when I click on, so at here you can see we have a transfer order, ship, receive option. Okay, so at here you will go to the ship, and at here we can click on ship transfer order. Okay, so once you click on ship transfer order, so what it will do, it will ship from the central warehouse to the transit warehouse. So what do you mean by transit warehouse? Okay, now when you are shipping from central warehouse to respect to store location, so the good will be in in traveling in transit from that particular location to this particular location, either it may be any mode of transport, so it is in transit. Okay, so that is so we are moving from our quantity to transit warehouse, and once they receive, so the from transit warehouse to inventory to that particular location. So that is nothing but for the temporary purpose we are removing the stock from my respective store and making in transit, as once it is received there, and it will be moved from transit warehouse to received warehouse. Okay, now you can see when I clicked on shift product receipt, sorry, let me close this particular form. Yeah, when I click on ship transfer order, so at here you can see a ship transfer order came over here. So at here the update is ship, so you will select as all. Okay, so then the lines will be displayed and you will click on OK. Okay, the shipment is created but it failed. The reason behind is, if you see the message details, inventory dimension location must be specified. Okay, so at here the inventory dimension location I need to update, until that it will not allow me to ship it. So what I will do, at here you can see under inventory display dimension. Okay, so you will select site, it's already okay, let me select site. Okay, site and warehouse is already added in the header, and save setup, and you will click on OK. Now you can see the location has been added over here, and you will select the location. Like for example, let me select on hand, which is available. Okay, for site 32 we, okay, let's take some. Okay, so I just selected some location, and again let me close these two tabs. Let me do ship transfer order and update. I will change from ship now to all, and I will click on OK. I think there is no inventory. Yeah, now you can see again I have received an error message stating that one cannot be picked because only the zero are available in the particular inventory for that particular item. So what this particular error means, for this particular location, for this particular item, for this particular warehouse, there is no stock is available. Okay, for that purpose what it's given as error as this. Okay, now I don't have stock for this particular item, so we can update the stock count, okay, in two ways. That is, one is manually adjusting the stock, another one is opening balance of stock. So there are two conceptual is there. So when we use these two conceptual, okay. So before going, so let me go to the another tab, make it whole of this particular transfer order, as we have received error message stating that we don't have stock. Okay, now we will go to the inventory management. Okay, under inventory management, under journals, under item, we have two different conceptual. One is movement, another one is inventory adjustment. So when we use these two journals, both the journals are to make stock up. Stock up in the sense to bring the to update the inventory in that particular location or site. Okay, so when we use inventory movement and when we use inventory adjustment, okay, we use inventory movement to update the opening balance or any stock which any stock cost which we can update it. When we use inventory adjustment, so if you want to manually adjust the inventory stock manually, so in that case we will use the inventory adjustment. Okay, so mostly to update the inventory balance we will use inventory movement journal. Okay, so now I want to adjust the inventory, so I will click on inventory adjustment. Okay, so I will click on new, and you can see the inventory adjustment will be mapped. At here I will select the warehouse. My warehouse is 32 finished good, so I will select the 32 warehouse and I will click on OK. I will add a line. So at here I will select the item, that is HDMI. Okay, it was filtering with the item number, so let me filter with HDMI cable 12. Okay, so at here let me select the location 32 output 01. Okay, at here I am giving the number of quantity I am making as 31 quantity, and the unit price, as you can see the cost price by default it's populating from the item. Okay, I will save it and I will post this particular journal. Now what happened means, now once I click on post for this particular item, this particular warehouse, this particular location, it will update the stock 31 quantity and the price will auto updated. Okay, now when I click on post, now my inventory adjustment journal will be posted. Okay, now you can see I just posted the inventory adjustment journal. Now let me go back to the transfer order. Okay, in transfer order, now let me close these error details. Let me refresh this particular page by clicking on this particular refresh button, and now if I click on ship transfer order and if I make this update status as all, and if I click on OK, now I will not receive any error message stating that I don't have stock, available stock. Okay, now you can see the operation has been completed and the transfer order status you can change, you can see it is shipped. Okay, so once the transfer order is shipped and now you want to receive it, so up to shipment is done, the outbound operation is completed. Okay, now we want to do the inbound operation. Inbound operation is in the sense, now the stock is in transit. Now respective DMart locations like Himayat Nagar, Kukatpalli or High Tech City, now this store locator will receive this particular shipment. Okay, this particular transfer order items. So what they will do, they will open this particular transfer order, they will come to the receive and they will click on this receive operation. So once they clicked on this particular receive operation, and at here also instead of receive, now they will click on update all. Okay, once they clicked on update all from this particular drop down, they can able to view what are the line of item which it is received, which has been shipped, and it will be displayed over here, and based on that they will click on OK. And once they have clicked on OK, the transfer order status will be changed to received. So this is the complete process of transfer order, inbound and outbound operations. Okay. Other than that, we have seen the inventory adjustment. So let me explain once again how the inventory adjustment will work. So for that, what we need to do, we need to navigate inventory management module. Under inventory management module, we have journal entries, item, inventory adjustment. Okay, so at here we will click on new, and at here by default the inventory adjustment journal name will be auto populated. No need to select anything, just we need to update the site and warehouse. So at here I am selecting the respective warehouse, like for example 32 I am selecting, sorry, I am selecting warehouse, right? In warehouse I am just filtering with the 32 as warehouse. So this is the warehouse which I have selected. Okay, now I will click on OK. So once I click on OK, again there will be two different views. One is line and header view. This is overall view. In any transactional form you will able to see line level and header level. In header level you will able to view only the respective journal header details. In line level you will able to see the code transaction details. Okay, if you go with the purchase order also will have two different view. One is purchase order and line level. Line view is the core operational, and purchase order line header view will give the header vendor master information. Okay, so at here I will add a journal lines. Okay, you can add multiple journal lines, not only one or two. You can add n number of lines, it will be supported. Okay, let's imagine I'm adding another item like HDMI cable 6. Okay, so at here I need to specify the location, so I just selected the inventory location and number of quantity, so I'm giving 50 quantity. Okay, so I have pressed down arrow, another line has been added. So let me add another item. Let's imagine on that day we have created one or two item, right? I don't remember the item number. Okay, so I just selected some other item, and this is also I'm giving 50, and the unit price I'm giving as 0. Okay, and let me post this particular inventory adjustment, and I will click on OK. Then the inventory adjustment will be posted. So at here one issue is there. What was the issue? Message details. Okay, no cost is roll up in the item. One line error has been transferred to journal has been posted. Okay, so one line has been posted, and this particular line is not updated because there is no cost price. So where I will update this particular cost price, that is inside the item. So let me open this particular item by clicking on this particular item number. Again, if I click on this particular item number, it will open the item master. Okay, now in the manage cost, at here you can see the cost. Inventory cost, you will find there are total 4 costs which you can able to view it. Okay, under manage inventory, gross weight, net weight, cost. it's updated. Yeah, you can see it here, it's mentioned as 302.71. And if I scroll up, you can find in purchase and sell two different cost. Okay, in sell, so at here we will define the our selling price. Like for example, if I'm giving the selling price as 500, and in purchase I'm giving my purchase price as 302.71, which is already updated. There is another cost column which I need to update. Mm. Okay, let us save. We have updated the sale and purchase price. Let's try now. So I'm re-adding the respective line. New item number. Let's see if there is any blocking. Expand all, find cost. So there is another way. If we want to filter any particular record, we can easily filter. Okay, I will show you this particular cost one later. I need to see why it's not figuring out. It take little bit time, so I will show you this particular item later. Okay, so I just added one particular item as inventory adjustment. Okay, now if I go to the inventory management, inquiries and report, at here we have on hand list. Okay, if I click on this particular on hand list, and if I this is the basically inquiry form. Okay, so it will display all the transaction which is available, I mean which have the inventory, it will display over here. Okay, so currently it's showing as blank due to some filter may apply, that may be one of the reason. Okay, so currently it is showing as blank, so we are not able to view anything, right? Let's add site, warehouse, location also, and let me save the setup. So at here also there is no filter. Okay, so in this particular form it's nothing is showing, right? So let me go to the another report we have under tracking dimension. Okay, under on hand we have on hand report, right? So we will open this particular on hand report. So we have inventory for one item, that is HDMI cable 06 and 12. Okay, so when we run this particular report, so it will display the number of inventory which is available on currently the stock is available, it will be displayed over here. Okay, so
this report you can navigate from two different places. One is the inquiry form, by default it will show, and the second one is the report which you can export it. Okay, and also we have aging, also inventory aging. The why we need to do inventory aging? So in inventory aging, let it generate, yeah. Now you can see these are the item number. This is the posted quantity which is available. Okay, and this is the total available quantity. You can see the total available quantity, and you can see ordered quantity or order reversed. So order quantity is nothing but if you created any purchase order, it will be shown under the order quantity. If you make any reversal, it will show under the order reversed. If you now you can see there is a deduction and received. So if you receive any quantity, then it will be added as a received quantity, and your fiscal and yeah, so we are discussing about this particular inventory report. As you can see, we have an item number, posted quantity, deduction received, fiscal reversed, okay, and physically available order, order reversed, and total available quantity. So you can see the total available quantity is the net available quantity for that particular item. Okay, so at here we are able to view the total item which is available. Okay, we can segregate this particular report into different ways. Like for example, if you want to know for this particular item, for this particular storage dimension group, so how many item is available, so we can easily classify by enabling the sum of the toggle in the in the report parameter. Okay, so for that, what we need to do, we need to navigate to the same inventory management module. Under inquiries and report, under order reports, we can find the on hand inventory. So when you click on this particular on hand inventory, so these are the report parameter which is available. Okay, so at here you can enable the site, warehouse, location. Okay, and based on this, if you run this particular report, so these are the columns will be added. So additionally, if you want to add the size, color, style, so basically these are the four related to product dimension group. Okay, and inventory status, license plate, batch number, serial number, these are my tracking dimension group. Okay, as I said initially in today's session, there will be a three different group for the item. One is the storage dimension group, product dimension group, tracking dimension group. The storage dimension group is nothing but to know where exactly that this particular item is stored or services. Okay, the product dimension group is nothing but it will be classify the product in different segments. Okay, either it may be a based on size, color, style, configuration. Okay, best example you can see the car. Okay, the next one is we have tracking dimension group. In tracking dimension group, it is utilized to track the product. Okay, like for example, where exactly when it has been created and when it has been posted. So I mean when it has been manufactured. So these kind of thing basically utilized for the tracking dimension group. Okay, best example, you can take any biscuits, okay, or else you can take any product, okay, in home you usually use. You can see at the back side, you may have the serial number, you will have the batch process number, okay. So in this particular batch we have process, and based on this your expiry date of that particular product will be populated, okay. So all those things will be based on the uh, tracking dimension group, okay. So I just enable my storage dimension group, that is size, color, storage dimension group, site, warehouse and location, and I'm generating this particular report. So what it will show, it will display the same thing with the item, okay, item number, and it will display with individual site, warehouse and location, and the available quantity. Like for example, now you can see we have A001. A001 indicates for the HDMI cable 6 inches one, okay. So this is one of the site and this is one of the warehouse, and you can see we have a different location, okay. Site 2 and warehouse is 24. We have around 4 different location, and number of quantity of stock is available, it displaying over here, okay. So in this way it will be displayed based on the storage dimension group, and the same view will be available in one of the inquiry form, which is available inside the Dynamics under the inquiries and report on hand list. Let me check why this report is not working, okay. So it will be displayed in the same way as I shown over there. Now we have updated the quantity for the on hand list for HDMI cable 06 50 quantity, right. So even that also is displaying in this particular on hand inventory report, okay. Now we have seen the inventory adjustment transfer order. So we have inventory movement. So what does this inventory movement do? So inventory movement do the same thing as inventory adjustment. So it will update the inventory along with the cost. Even inventory adjustment also will doing the same thing. So why we need to create 2 different journals? So okay, so basically the inventory movement journal is mostly utilized for the opening balances, okay. Like for example, if I have any item, or if you are moving from one ERP to another ERP, okay, in that case we will use the inventory movement journal to update the on hand stock and the cost value of that particular stock value, okay. Like for example, if I go to the inventory movement journal, okay, I will click on new, and by default my inventory identifier name inventory movement will be added. So I just need to update site and warehouse. Like for example, I am updating the site and warehouse as 11 and 1 and 11, and I will click on OK. So this is the straightforward simple journal how you will create for the other inventory adjustment journal, okay. So at here what you will do, we will add the journal line the same as how you have done for the inventory adjustment. Similarly, you will create a new line and you will select the respective item. Like for example, at here I am selecting the item as okay, I just selected some random speaker highlighters, okay. And at here I am giving number of quantity as 50, and per unit price I am updated as 500. Based on that my cost amount will be updated. So at here I need to select my offset account. So why I need to update the offset account? So this particular cost will be stored in your ledger account. So when I update the when I am doing the inventory adjustment, so there is no much financial impact, okay. You are just updating the cost without updating the financial ledger, okay. So at here what you are doing, you are updating the cost to the your respective ledger account. So at here I will select inventory issue main account, So at here I am selecting inventory adjustment, main account, and I will post this particular transaction. So when I post this particular transaction, the inventory will be upped, and the cost will be posted in the respective ledger account. Okay. So at here it's stating as the so we have received an error message, the combination is 0, invalid. Okay, so what combination we required? So when it says as the combination is 0, combination 0 is not valid. It means that when you click on this display dimension for this particular product, we have the product dimension group. So I just selected this product dimension group. Okay. So there is some field which it was stating as combination, but it's blank. Even you can see there is no full error it's giving, it's very half error it was giving. Let me check inside the product. So let us validate this particular product. Okay, it seems okay. So we have the product variant. Let me do one thing. Let me quickly create one product so that we can utilize. So I'm just creating a new product. The standard product, whatever they are utilizing, they don't have complete information. So at here I am selecting some random one. Okay. Okay, so I just created a new product. So let's create with this particular item. Okay. Before that, one more thing I need to check. Okay. So I just created a new product. Okay, that is plastic glass, and you can see my site warehouse is updated. And let me update the quantity as 50, and let me update the cost price 140, and the cost amount is updated. So let me update the main account, inventory adjustment, and if I post this particular transaction, now what will happen for this particular GM001 item, there will be a 50 quantity will be upped, okay, and the cost will be posted in this particular offset account what I have defined. Now if I click on post and if I click on OK, now my transaction has been successfully posted. Now if I, in another tab, if I go to the on hand, you can see adjust filter with GM001. So this is the glass item which I have created it, and you can see site and warehouse. I have mentioned site as 1 and warehouse as 11, and you can see 50 quantity is available, total available quantity. Now this particular 50 quantity I can utilize for my transaction, either it may be a purchase or either it may be a sale. Okay, now this is the way where we will update the movement journal. So when we create the inventory adjustment journal, so it will not ask for any main account. Like for example, if I'm created the inventory movement journal, sorry, inventory adjustment journal, so at here I'm adding a new line. Okay, let me add a line, GM001. So at here I have just updated the site and warehouse. Okay, so at here I'm giving the quantity as 115, and you can see the cost price has been updated based on the inventory cost price which I have given inside the item master. Now when I click on post, so you can see at here I am not updating any offset account. In inventory movement journal, when we are updating the stock price or stock quantity, we will update the amount. So at here in inventory adjustment, that option will not be available. Okay, so inventory movement is mostly used for or to create the opening inventory transaction. Okay, so let me post this particular transaction and let me click on OK. Now my inventory adjustment will be posted. Okay, now if I go back to the on hand inventory, if I refresh this particular page, now previously 50 is available. Now I have added 115. Total it should be 165 quantity. You can see 165 quantity has been updated. Okay, so in inventory module, so there are around core major operation. One is transfer journal, which we have already seen it. So we have understand the inventory movement and inventory adjustment. Okay, so again we have transfer. So what do you mean by transfer and transfer order? So they are quite little bit different. Like for example, if there is a internal transfer, like for example, internal transfer, you can directly transfer without any shipping and kind of thing. Okay, like for example, you can use this transfer order. You can use even transfer order when you are transferring the goods from one location to another location. Either it may be a within different state, you can use it. If it is within the state or nearby location branch, if you are transferring it for that purpose, you can directly create the transfer instead of transfer order. Okay, in transfer order, what you will do, you will select the site, warehouse, from and to, and at the same time. Like for example, if I click on this particular transfer, you will click on new. Okay, now you can see at here I am selecting the transfer order as site warehouse as 1 and 11. This is the initial site and warehouse which I am providing it, and I have clicked on OK. Now when I click on add line, okay, now you can see at here I am selecting the item as GM001 which I have created. Okay, now you can see from site to from warehouse has been selected. It was asking me to select to site two warehouse. Like for example, two site I have selected as 2, and two warehouse I'm giving based on 20 based on the site I am giving the two warehouse. So I have given from and two warehouse, and I'm at here I'm giving the number of quantity. Like for example, I'm giving the quantity as minus 50. So at here what will happen, the 50 quantity will be reduced from site number 1, site number 1 and site number 11 warehouse. Okay, these two combination, and these two combination, it will be added that particular record. Like for example, let me add this column this side, so that so from this particular warehouse 50 quantity will be reduced, and this particular warehouse 50 quantity will be added. Now once I click on post button, you will see the difference. Okay, let me post this particular transaction. Okay, so I just posted this particular transaction. Now I am at on hand. So you can see at here for this particular size warehouse 11 we have 165. If I refresh this particular page, now you can see the 50 quantity has been reduced from warehouse 11, and 21 warehouse 50 quantity has been added. Okay, so this is within nearby branches. If you want to transfer any goods or service, we can utilize with transfer journal directly. Transfer order, you can utilize it, and even you can utilize if the respective location is different or far, you can utilize as transfer order. Okay, best example is like for example, you can go to the Lulu hypermarket, okay, which recently opened in Manjira Mall. Okay, so if you go inside, you will find inside the Lulu hypermarket you will find some food session where you can sit, you can have a sit and you can have it. Okay, so what this big change they will do, you can see some of the items are which going to be expire very soon and it's not getting sale. Okay, like for example, you may have eggs. The X date will be a maximum 3 months or 6 months. Maximum 3 months. Let's for example, there are some eggs which is not sold for 2 months, and third month what they will do, they will take those eggs and they will cook it in the food session and they will sell it. Okay, and even there are some frozen items are there. Frozen items, if it is expired, so they will transfer to damaged warehouse. Okay, so damaged warehouse, what they will do, they will create the transfer journal directly, and they will select the respective store location. For each store location they will have a damaged warehouse. So what in damaged warehouse they will do, they will transfer all the expiry date one in food items. Okay, which is near to expiry, like food item things they will utilize in the ready to on floor will be there, right? Food session they will utilize over there. Okay, so next one is we have another item, that is, so we have seen 3 journals in movement, inventory adjustment, transfer. Okay, and we have seen the transfer order. So we have in transfer order different kind of thing, but it utilized for the landed cost. Landed cost is completely different module. Okay, which is not part of SCM. Okay, which will come under a landed cost, and advanced warehouse is completely 2 different segments. Okay, now if I scroll down, we have one more thing, bill of material. So this is one of the major one. So why we utilize bill of material? Okay, so we can use this bill of material. I can give best example. Like for example, if you want to make a pen, okay, so the to make a pen, the outer body plastic we required, refill we required, small pipe, ink required, okay, and nib is required to make a pen. These are the 4 major components. When we combine these 4 major components, then it becomes a finished product. Okay, that is my pen. Okay, so at here your pen is the finished product, and your plastic, refill, ink, and nib, these are your four raw material items. So when you compare these all four raw material item and convert into a finished product with the help of this kind of transaction, which can be done with the help of bill of material. Okay, now let me show you in different environment. At here you will not have that kind of more items. Okay, so I'm just navigating to another environment. Okay. Mm. Just give me a minute. Okay, so I just logged in another instance. Okay. Okay, let me create one more item. Let me quickly create two more items so that we can quickly do that. Just give me 2 minutes. So I'm just creating two more items. GM02. Okay, I just created two items. Let me create one more last one, then I will show you the bill of material. Okay, so this is the last item. Let me quickly create 4 pen. Okay, so I just created 3 items. Okay, so what I will do now, I want to make the BOM. Okay, so how you will do the BOM? For that, you will navigate to the inventory management. Under inventory management, journal entries, item, bill of material. So under bill of material, I will just click on new, and by default my journal name is bill of material, which will be added automatically. So at here I will select the site as 1 and as well as 11, and I will click on OK. Now we have created the 2 items. One is the plastic, another one is ink, right? So what we need to do first, let me enable the inventory up for these 2 items. Why? Because I need to add the lines over here. So for that, let me use the inventory adjustment so that I can add the quickly. Okay, so at here I am adding the new lines, inventory adjustment, add lines. So one is GM GM002. Okay, let me mention 111, and at here I'm updating quantity as 50. Let me give the cost price as 7. GM003. Okay, so at here I just updated these 2 item inventory. Okay, so I have created total 3 items. One is plastic, ink, and pen. Okay, so why I am updating these 2 item? Why? Because these two are my raw material item. Okay, I have just updated my raw material item, and now I am going back to the bill of material, and I will add a line. So first I will add my finished product. So my finished product is GM004, which is nothing but pen. GM004, this is my pen item. Okay, quantity is 1, and I will press down arrow. Now you can see the BOM value checkbox is checked, and at here I will select GM002, that is plastic. Okay, -1 quantity, and you will update the cost price as 8, and you will add another line item GM003. Okay, which is nothing but the ink, and you will update the cost price as 1 or 2. Now based on these 2 line, now you can see my total cost value of the pen is changed to 10. Okay, so this is the purchase value of 10. Okay, now once I click on post of this particular inventory BOM journal, BOM in the sense bill of material. So these all are my bill of raw materials converted to the finished product as a pen. Now once I click on post of this particular journal, so my pen value in for GM004, there will be a stock count of 1. Okay, and for this 2 product, -1 stock will be reduced. Okay, now let me post this particular journal and click on yes, transfer all the, and OK, journal has been posted. Now let me go back to the inventory. So on an inventory list, so let me filter with that particular, begins with G. Okay, now you can see over here for plastic it was 49, ink it's 49, for pen it's showing as 1 quantity. So how why these two has reduced with 1 quantity, and why pen it's got 1? Because of BOM journal. So what I did, these two are my raw material item. Okay, GM002, 003 are my raw material item. So I have just converted these two raw material item into a finished product with the help of BOM journal. Okay, so this is the advantage of BOM journal. uh, and in production you will use this BOM journal more, and you will have different kind of varieties, and you will have formulas on this particular BOM journals in the production and production modules. Okay, so these are the core operational part in the inventory. Okay, so we have inventory closing part that we will discuss in next session. Why? Because it require more and more time, and even if I try to explain, you will not understand well. So we will discuss the inventory closing in next session. So far, if you have any query, please let me know so that we can clarify.
After practicing, I will ask.
Okay. Okay, then we can conclude today's session. Okay, thank you.